We're live and streaming again. So this is the 2019 Eastern Australian Open 2000 finals. This afternoon we've got the compound matches, the compound finals. This morning we had the recurve finals. It's nice and hot, Victor Harbour. This morning the recurves had it pretty windy. The compounders, it's not quite as windy, which is good. It might get windier though. Righto, what we'll have first is the compound men's bronze medal practice. So each team will get 2 ends of practice and then we'll have the match. Your director of shooting is Jim Larvin, waving. Your commentators are James Park and will be Dion Bridger. David Gaze is driving the video and audio. So on the live stream you should be seeing us. The tournament is kindly hosted by Victor Harbour Archery Club. They've done a wonderful job in the last 2 days running the ranking round and the eliminations, and they've got what I think is a world-class venue for the finals. I've been to many world events and I can't think of a better location than we have here. It is spectacular. Right next to the sea, lovely and green, beautifully flat, but it's windy. We're ready to start practice. So if we can have team with Matt and Remy and Ben on target 1, Hassie, Ben and Michael on target 2 for practice. Practice is 120 seconds per end. You'll have 2 ends, and during that time you can all shoot at once, or you can go through your rotations, whichever you like. But you've got 120 seconds for 2 ends. Are you ready? Away we go. While the practice ends are only practice, I'll nevertheless tell you what their groups look like. So nice and hot here in Victor Harbour. Actually, it's not humid, so while it's hot, it's actually pretty good. And it's a tailwind, a little bit swirly, so it's not an easy wind. It's probably a little bit easier than we had for the eliminations. Eliminations yesterday were pretty windy. Our team on target 1 have got a group that mostly is a little bit low. Target 2, they're reasonably well centred. Maybe a touch low. They're a little bit more spread out, both targets, than you might want. But it is a practice end. They're all shooting at once. Now, with it being a bit windy and only 2 practice ends, if I was the coach, that's what I would want them to do. They will have practiced their rotations beforehand. So what we're trying to do here is to make sure their sights are where they want them to be and shoot enough arrows to get into the swing of things. So that when it matters, they're in the middle. Last shooter is Matt. They're all done. So that's the first of 2 practice ends. So the guys on target 1, they've all got the same uniform on. It's the Archery Learning Centre shirts, all in blue. The other team has manufacturers' t-shirts, a couple of Matthews, and there's a PSC one, Pat. They're all marking the target faces. We are going to use those faces right through, guys, so mark them well. While I'm commenting during the practice, my co-commentator Dion's out there getting all the facts about the archers, making sure we know what's what. Dion and I have been around a long time, so we know a bit about the archers, but we're catching up with the latest. I can see Dion getting lots of notes. So, coming back from the first practice end. Our third archer with his t-shirt's a boning t-shirt. So our team on target 1, look at the arrow holes in the target. They're low right, they're not centred. Target 2 is pretty well centred. So this is the second practice end. So again, the archers are all shooting at the same time rather than doing their team rotations. And as a coach, that's exactly what I'd have them do. So we make sure that their sights are as good as we can get them. The team on target 1 looks like they've fixed their sight settings and they're now much closer to the middle. In fact, they've overdone it a bit. They're a bit left. And the team on target 2 is a little bit low. Yeah, target 1 has got a nice group, but a few arrows out to the left. And the target 2 is certainly a little bit low left. So that's the end of that practice end. That's the final practice end, archers. Next arrows count. So I look at target 2. Their group is reasonably centred. And target 1 is definitely centred. And here comes the wind. So as soon as the archers come back, we'll have the men's compound team bronze medal match. It's the 2019 Eastern Australian Open, kindly hosted by Victor Harbour Archery Club. The club has done a wonderful job. Last 2 days out at the Archery Club with qualifications and eliminations, and the finals here on the foreshore, Victor Harbour. It's a wonderful location. Lots of help from Pat's Archery as well. So on the Director of Shooting, Jim Larvin, expert Director of Shooting, run world events, Olympic Games. Your commentators are James Park and Dion Bridger, who've been around. Both have been around for ages, haven't we, Dion?
Yeah, I'm back. A really long time.
Target 2 will start first. We need the archers to go off the field and then come back on again.
So we can introduce you guys properly. Got some really blustery conditions now this afternoon. It's probably worse than it was this morning. Welcoming onto the field the men's bronze match. Face the cameras, guys.
We're missing one. Here he comes. Righto, introducing our teams. On target 1, we have Matt McDougall, Remy Leonard, Ben Lyons. On target 2, Hassie Spar, Ben Doyle, Michael Rule. Good luck, guys. So for compound teams, each team shoots 4 ends of 6 arrows.
Let's target 2 up first.
We do that in rotations of 3 arrows at a time. So we have target 2. Each archer will shoot 1 arrow. Then after they've shot their 3 arrows, the other team will shoot 3 arrows, then they'll step back. Then the first team shoots 3 arrows, and then the second team shoots their 3 arrows, then they score. And so for a while, while recurve was by set points, compound is by total score.
And
So far, the team on target 2 has a 9 and a 6. And an 8. Target 1. That would be probably a 9. It's quite close to the line, but probably a 9.
So these teams are going to really have to work together to help each other with the wind out.
9. So each team has 120 seconds total for their 6 shots. So their clock stops after their first 3 shots. Starts again when they get to their second 3 shots. 9.
And that was Ben Doyle. We've got Michael coming up to the line for the team on target 2.
9.
And Hassie's the anchor for that team.
Nine.
Remy's stepping up onto the line on target 1.
9.
And the other Ben in this match. Plenty of time on the clock still.
And pretty windy. That would be, I think, a 6. It's on the line, but I think a 6.
Got Matt McDougall for the last arrow in this end. And wow, the wind has come up really strong.
I think it was a 9.
Yeah. Good shooting, guys.
So I think target 1's got 5 9s and a 6.
It's really tough conditions.
So I think it's 51. Target 2 has got 4 9s and 8 and a 6. So I think it's a 50. Yeah, it's quite windy. It's not at all easy. So the guys are doing very well. My experience, Dion, shooting, I shoot both recurve and compound. In winds like this, it's actually easier to aim with a recurve than with a compound.
Is it?
It is. But
so compounds will tell us.
But you get blown around a bit more. The arrows get blown around a bit more with the recurve.
Yeah, they do.
But the aiming's easier.
Yeah, I just think winds coming, blustering around like this, the way they're swirling around is very difficult.
It is.
And each arrow can change from arrow to arrow.
It can.
So you've got to really keep an eye on it and work together.
Particularly wind coming from behind, it can swap sides, and that's hard. These archers are probably all using 60 pounds.
Hopefully not over 60 pounds.
No, not allowed to go at 60 pounds. That would be a problem, wouldn't it? They both got. Sounds like they both got a 50.
So we're all tied up after 6 arrows.
So same shooting order as we started with.
Our archers agents are just getting rid of the arrows.
I guess a couple that were close to the line then that could have been in or out. They're actually out. So it's a tied score, so we go back to the original shooting order.
So target 2 will be shooting first.
Yes, you get a wind coming from behind, it can swap sides, and when you're trying to work out where to aim, that's not easy.
Got a bit of a mixture of teams here. A few Queenslanders, some from New South Wales. Ben Doyle will be up first for his team on target 2. Michael Rule stepping up to the line.
Shot, a first shot's a 9 from Ben. Seven.
Got Hassie stepping up to the plate. Winds gusting through the middle of the trees.
Well, we remind the spectators that they don't have to be quiet for all this. At a major archery competition, there's no requirement for the crowd to be quiet. That's a 5. Nine.
That was for Remy. Ben steps up to the plate.
Five.
And now it's Matt McDougall.
The wind is obviously pretty hard, Dion. Pretty difficult.
It's very difficult.
Nine.
Ben Doyle shooting a Matthews. I can tell by his shirt.
I thought you recognised the bow, Dion.
Of course I did.
Nine.
Michael Rule up now.
Nine.
Hassie's turn. The wind's died down a little bit. Now we can shoot some 10s, fellas.
I think that's an 8.
Remy's up for the team on target 1.
Nine. Nine.
And for the last arrow in this end, Matt McDougall.
Ten.
Yay, we got a 10.
We finally got a 10.
Pretty tough conditions out there, Jim.
Yeah, so I think it's, let me think. I think target 1 probably a 51. And target 2 is probably a 47. When we're calling arrows, sometimes we're a bit close to the line and sometimes the shadows are a bit difficult. So we try to get them right.
So unofficially, target 1 has a 4-point lead.
Yeah.
To any-
Ultimately, we wait for the judges to decide the real score, but we'll try and get it as accurate as we can.
So the score on target 1 is 101 to 97 on target 2.
So target 2 will shoot first.
Target 2 to start. Ben Doyle up to the plate.
X.
Nice strong shot there from Ben. Michael Rule follows suit.
I think it's a 9, but it's close to the 10. Eight.
Got Remy on target 1.
Ten. X.
X for Ben Lyons.
It's just it's a little bit hidden by the first arrow, but I think it's an X. It's definitely within the 10.
Matt McDoodle.
I think it's a 10.
So we've got 3 10s there on target 1, Jim.
Oh, I think so, Dion. Maybe even an X. That's an X.
An X from Ben Doyle.
Ben's got 2 arrows touching in the X. Side by side in the X.
Michael's up.
I think that's a 9. We just had a Hassie's had to come back for an infringement. I think it's a I think it might be a 9, perhaps a 10.
We have
Probably
3
a
seconds
9.
left.
And hang on for a second, Archers. Hold on for a second, Archers. We'll
We have a timing issue.
get it going again in a moment. It's wrong target. Doesn't matter.
still have the same amount of time left on the clock, so there was no issue with that.
Ten.
It's nice shooting from Remy. Ben Lyons up to the plate. Wind's coming up.
Seven.
That was a pretty tough shot.
Seven. So 54 for target 1. 2, 4. Might be a 56 for target 2. Now, target 2 there when Hassie had a penalty. I think he went forward too soon. So he has to then, the archer then has to come back, put the arrow back in their quiver and start again. So if an archer has a penalty, it's a time wasting penalty. Gives them less time to shoot the rest of the arrows.
Gets a bit difficult up there, Jim, though. People get a bit excited and want to get up on the line and trying to get the use the time wisely.
They do, don't they, Dion?
But that's okay. I'm sure they'll recover and make sure they don't do it again. Hey, Remy.
Compound, you don't have a lot of spare time. The recurves often have more spare time than the compounders. They both get the same amount of time, but the compounders seem to need a little bit more time, so that if they have a problem, they can often run out.
These guys have been going pretty well with time, though. I've been watching. It was only that one end.
So it's target 1, 155, and target 2, 152. So it again means target 2 to go first.
It's only 3 points in it, guys.
Last end.
Anything can happen in this wind. Anyone in the crowd awake?
Crowd.
Yeah, there's some people over there.
You're allowed to make noise and shout and cheer, and
let's hear your crowd.
You don't have to be quiet. Many club archers think that you have to be quiet when the archers are shooting, but it's not the way of the big competitions. Big competitions are noisy.
On target 2, Ben Doyle up. First up. Nails it. Michael up to the line. See what he can do.
Nine. Come back and share in the ground. Hassie's gone forward too soon, and he's come back, and he's then got to put the arrow back in his quiver, which he didn't. So he got 2 yellows.
So we just had a couple of foot faults there, and wonderful comeback from Hassie. Still managed to shoot a good shot.
Seven. Seven.
That was Ben. Now we've got Matt up to the plate. He's got lots of space there in the middle.
Possibly a 9.
So that was pretty tough then. The wind really came up.
It's close
Very
to the
strong.
It's close to the 9. Might be a 9.
So we've got a blustery right to left breeze here.
Ten.
Solid shot from Ben.
Probably an X.
Job. Hassie up to the plate. It's a good comeback from target 2 this end.
Ten. 59 for target 2.
Very nice finish.
X.
Nice shot. Ben lines up.
Eight.
Plenty of time still. 20 seconds on the clock.
9. I think target 1 has probably a 50. And target 2, I think a 59. That's very, very good shooting in that wind.
Very good shooting.
I noticed 2 of the guys on target 2, Dion, have got four Fletchers on their arrows.
Well, you're the scientist, Jim. You tell me why.
That's Michael and Ben. It's unusual. Some of the archers occasionally will do it for indoor, but you rarely see it on outdoors. But they've shot them pretty well. Usually it's 3 Fletchers, but the 2 guys have got 4 Fletchers. It's not what I would do aerodynamically, Dion.
Well, I would have thought it'd be worse in the wind.
Yes, although they shot
very well then. So we're just waiting for the judges to tell us the official score. And the winner is target 2. Congratulations, bronze medal.
So our bronze medalists are Hassie Farr, Ben Doyle, Michael Rule. And finishing 4th, Matt McDougall, Remy Leonard, Ben Lyons.
Come on, crowd, let's give him a big hand. It's pretty hard conditions shooting out there. As soon as the archers clear the field, we're going to have practice for the gold medal match.
So we'll have an extra couple of target faces put on to the other targets. If our gold medalist archers can be ready to practice. So for the practice for the gold medal match.
So they'll get 2 ends. These guys will try and make the most out of the 120 seconds they get, and they'll probably shoot some arrows out and get warmed up.
So the team practicing on target 1 should be Tasman's team. Are they all there? Team practicing on target 2 should be Neve's team. Target 2 for Neve's team, please. Target 3 should be Pat's team. And target 4 should be Darnie's team.
Sorry, Johnny, you have to move. The men shoot on the outer targets and the women on the inner target.
So all in the right places? All enough archers there? Well, as far as I can see, everyone's there and ready. All the teams happy? I think we're happy, Jim. And it's windy. We'll see what they do in practice. It's only practice, it doesn't count. But we'll have a look at the groups and see where the groups are.
It's pretty important though to make sure you know where the wind's blowing. And
yes, and again, all the teams are doing what I would ask them to do as coach. They've all got all the archers up there shooting, getting us quite a few practice arrows in so they get their sights right. So they know what their rotations will be, so better to use the time to check that their sights are right.
and check the wind and how much drift they're getting.
Absolutely, Dion. So let's see what they're doing. So, Pat's team on target 3, the height's really good. They're a little bit spread right to left. That'll be the wind. And then we've got Tasman's team. They've got a lovely group, but it's to the right. It's not in the middle. They're grouped to the right. And we've got Neve's team on target 2. Well, they're grouped to the right and a touch low. And Darnie's team, that's a bit hard to tell, guys, but I think you're a tiny bit low right.
If you've just tuned in from home on the live stream, this is the 12th Eastern Open, Australian Open Championships. And we're just about ready to kick off the women's gold medal match for compound. We had all the recurvers going this morning. It's pretty tough conditions, wasn't it, Jim?
It was, Dion, and similarly now, that wind's getting up, isn't it? It's sort of a dry heat though, it's not humid, is it, Dion?
No, not at all.
Thank goodness for that.
Still makes it pretty sweaty out there when you're a bit nervous.
Sydney or Brisbane, you'd be melting, wouldn't you? But here, while it's hot, it's actually quite okay. Yeah, Sydney and Melbourne people don't mind it because it's
no humidity.
No humidity. It's hot, but it's okay. But it's windy, so for the archers, it makes it pretty tough.
Got quite a few people in the crowd, a couple of recurvers, come to watch the compounders and cheer on their friends.
Yeah. Those watching over the net might not realise how windy it is. It is windy. It is tough. Among the archers shooting in this gold medal watch, we've got some very successful archers. Let's think if we got Andrew has been a junior world champion. Pat's won a World Archery World Cup, and ranking of about number 2 in the world. What else have we got? Dion's got a good list. No doubt she'll go through it in due course.
I do a little bit of research.
Dion has done some research. Actually, we know a lot about these archers anyway, don't we, Dion?
A few of them I do, but it's pretty nice to see some younger girls in the women's compound.
Jonathan is 3rd in the Paralympic Games in Rio.
Bronze medalist, we like to call it, Jim.
They do? I guess
Not
they do.
3rd.
No,
bronze medalist.
That's better. That sounds better, doesn't it, Dion?
Olympic bronze medalist.
That does sound better. So this is the second practice end. Now we've got one team doing rotations. So again, in winds like this, compound is tough because you're not holding a big lot of weight, so the bow blows around a lot. At recurve, you're holding probably 2 or 3 times the holding weight of the compound. You don't get blown round as much. So compound in this sort of wind is tough.
The ladies on target 1 have chosen to do a rotation rather than get some arrows out, so they're practicing their team lineup. We did see some foot faults in the bronze medal match, so hopefully we don't see any more of those.
There are 2 problems there, aren't there, Dion? You can go forward too soon.
Just get a little bit eager.
Yeah, a little bit eager, and that's easy to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when you're thinking about your shooting.
The other one, you can pull an arrow out of your quiver before you've got a foot over the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not too good either.
And then you have to remember to take it back out of your bow before you go back over the line.
You do. And if you get a penalty, it's a time penalty, isn't it, Dion?
Sure is. But the guys managed to still take the win even after getting some penalties.
What I normally do, Dion, is get the archers to wait a little bit back from the line, not right at the line, so that there's less chance that they'll go over.
I think it comes with a bit of experience, though. If it's sort of your first time in this sort of environment, it gets difficult.
It does. People get a bit eager. I also tell people not to hold on to their arrows when they're going forward. Keep the hands well away from the arrows.
So that was practice done. We're going to go into the women's gold medal match next. Richie Chia is on the line doing what good coaches do, looking after their archers.
Yeah, Dion, I normally get my team to stand about half a metre behind the line when they're waiting, so that less likelihood they'll step over it. And I also tell them that they mustn't have their hand on their arrows when they're going forward. Wait till they get onto the line and then touch their arrows, just to stop that little bit of eagerness and make a fault.
Safe way to be. Just need to get a big stick out, Jim.
I do, Dion. I try and remind them that the coach is the boss.
I actually, it was pleasing to see a lot of the para squad down at this Australian Open. Jim, we had quite a number of the para squad come down and shoot.
And pretty well.
And did very well. We have one of them in the bronze medal match this afternoon.
Our paras are a real contender for medals at the major world tournaments. So their next important tournament is the Para World Archery Championships. That's a very important tournament for them because that's where they win their Paralympic places. So the Richie looking after Jonathan at the moment, is the head coach for our para archers.
Doing a fantastic job out there. Yeah, let's hear it for Richie. Chief umbrella holder.
Yeah, chief umbrella holder.
And a good coach, I should say. He used to be able to shoot good too. Oh, I've seen it.
So now this is the 2019 Eastern Australian Open, kindly hosted by Victor Harbour Archery Club in what I think is a world-class finals venue on the foreshore, Victor Harbour. This is our women's compound gold medal match.
And here come the archers. Round of applause, everybody. Let's make them welcome.
On target 1, Tasman Forest. Big wave, Tasman. Target 2, Jessica Sutton. And Liz Randall. Target 2, Neve Jones. Anna Walls, Madeline Boyle. Target 1 to shoot first.
It's really good to see that most of the archers up there on the line are going for World Juniors, so we've got a really young gold medal final here.
Classy qualifying scores too, Dion. Yeah, young compound is actually shooting pretty well.
Target 1 to start. Got Jess up on the line first.
Eight.
Next up is Tasman from Victoria.
8.
And we've got Elizabeth walking up to the plate. She's from New Zealand, recently moved to Sydney.
9.
Anna's up first on target 2.
7, possibly an 8. Might be an 8.
She's actually got good structure. She could be a recurve nearly.
Yes.
That was
9.
Neve. 9 for Neve. And we've got Maddie from Victoria. No, New South Wales.
9.
Second lot of 3 arrows on target 1.
And it's windy. 6.
It's a really tough shot for Jess. Really tough shot. Wind came up very strong. Tamsin.
9.
Nice. Elizabeth up to the plate.
9.
Nice. That was good shooting, girls, in that wind.
Yeah, that wind is tough.
Last 3 arrows for this first end. Anna's up at full draw.
9.
That was a hard shot too. The wind gusted through.
Blowing so much it's wobbling my telescope down.
Not fogging it up, are you?
9.
Neve with a 9. Maddie up to the line.
10.
And we have a 10 on target 2.
Looks to me like a 54 on target 2. Target 1, it looks like a 49, I think. Something like that. We're not sure yet.
So from an unofficial standpoint, we could have a 5-point lead to target 2 at this point. But it's only the first end and anything can happen. Have to wait for the judges to score.
Watching in this event, you only get a limited time to shoot. So come what may, in the wind it has to go. So hence the archers are having to shoot when sometimes they prefer not to. But no choice, it's got to go, doesn't it, Dion?
Sure does. You don't get any time to muck around.
No.
Especially with compound, they've got to fiddle with that release aid and stuff. So you've really got to make sure you got your shot off. Or if you peep twist, we saw one of the girls up there twisting their peep around. Absolutely.
No. I've just got to go. Better in the target anywhere than in the quiver.
So official score on target 1 is 49.
Looks like Brendan down there being the agent.
And on target 2 is 53.
The agent Brendan, I think.
So got a 4-point lead to target 2, moving to the second end.
Target 1 to shoot first. Your director of shooting is Jim Larvin. Your commentators are James Park, Dion Bridger. The audio and video is coming with David Gaze a little bit down the ground with an enormous amount of equipment. Equipment spread all over the ground.
Target 1 to shoot first. Got Jess up first. Jess from Queensland. She's been shooting for 10 years. She's also qualified for the World Juniors. So it looks like we'll have a really good World Junior team this year.
Seven, possibly an 8, but I think a 7. Could be an 8.
Tasman up to the line on target 1.
Nine.
Elizabeth. She is in the New Zealand team for the World Championships already and will be competing in the Netherlands in June.
Eight.
Target 2's turn. Anna is up first from Tasmania.
Eight.
These girls have also qualified for World Youth Champs.
X.
Nice shooting. X10. Maddie's up.
Eight.
3 arrows now to target 1.
Ten.
Nice, Jess. Tasman's up next. Only been shooting 5 short years and in the gold medal match already.
Eight. And pretty windy. 9.
It's good shooting in those conditions. Blustery wind coming through the trees.
It's quite a bit windier now, isn't it, Dion? 6.
Neve steps up to the plate from Victoria. 9-year veteran.
Ten.
Still plenty of time left. We've got 22 seconds on the clock. It's probably a good decision by Maddie to let down.
Eight.
Gusty wind coming through, but she's still got it off. That's important.
Looks to me like a 50 on target 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's probably a 52 on target 1.
So 2 points up, we think.
There
So there's 1 point in it.
A couple close to the line, Dion. So
we've still got a really tight match here with a couple of hands to go.
I'm guessing on a couple of those, but we've got to see what our judges say.
Got to wait for the judges.
With all the wind, the arrows are hitting the target a little bit sideways, so they're making quite big holes in the target face. As you can see from the shape of the holes in the target face that the arrow is hitting going a little bit sideways. So that'll be just the wind.
Even though it's blowing, it's still pretty hot in the sun. Can feel the heat bearing down.
It is.
Might be nice under these pine trees over there, I think. Or are they all gone to sleep? Anyone there? Can we get a wave? A Mexican wave? Some noise? Anything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're there.
So target 1 is 100, target 2 103, target 2's leading, so target 1 shoots first.
3 points in it. Anybody's game. Let's get behind these archers. They're up here giving you afternoon entertainment. Target 1 to shoot. And it's Jess up first. The only left-hander on the line.
Five.
Tasman's next.
Six.
Elizabeth's turn on target 1. She's been shooting for 16 years. She doesn't look old enough to be shooting for 16 years. Nice. That was a great shot. Very blustery, and she managed to nail it. Well done.
Seven.
Neve's turn on target 2. Still plenty of time left for both these teams.
10.
Well, 10. It's a good shot in that wind. Maddie's up.
Eight.
Okay, 3 more arrows on target 1 for this end.
Nine.
Some determination on Jess's face then.
Nine.
All these girls are fighting for this gold medal. None of them are letting it go.
It's obscured for me, but I think it's a 9.
Anna up with her Matthews.
Nine.
Nice. Two more arrows in this end. All on target 2.
Ten.
Nice shooting. Got a 10 on target 2. Which is pretty hard to get in this windy, blustery conditions.
Ten. It's in fact an X.
Back-to-back 10s on target 2.
Target 2 has got a line of arrows just going straight from the middle straight out to the right, but a pretty good groove. Target 1 has got 4 in the gold and then 2 a little stray. Target 2 quite impressive group around the middle.
Six more arrows to go in this gold medal match. Still anybody's game.
Reminder, it's the 2019 Eastern Australian Open, kindly hosted by Victor Harbour Archery Club. Lots of help from Pat's Archery. The Victor Harbour Archery Club members are doing a wonderful job with the organisation. 2 quite hot days out at Victor Harbour Archery Club the last 2 days. They've done a magnificent job. And a spectacular finals venue. So it's a match to anything I've seen anywhere at World Cups. Better than some of the ones I can think of, Dion?
Yeah, definitely. Pat told me to say so.
Well, he's right.
No, definitely. It's a good job. It's a very good venue. It's a nice venue. Always windy by the water, though.
Yeah, but very pretty. So this is the final end. Target 1 to shoot first, 148 to 157.
Jess up first.
Ten.
Solid shot. Tasman up on target 1.
Seven. And again, quite windy. 7.
Target 2's turn. We've got Anna Walls up first.
7.
Neve to shoot next. In these conditions, it's still anybody's game.
9.
Maddie to shoot.
'I think it's a 9. It's close to the 10, but I think it's a 9.
Golds are good. 6 arrows left in this match.
7.
Tasman up.
10.
10 points. Well done, Tasman. Elizabeth.
10.
Nice, nice. 2 10s to finish that end. Well done. Anna's up. 3 more arrows left.
10.
10 points.
Eight. 9.
What do the scores look like down there, Jim?
I think target 2's got a 52, Dion, and it looks to me like target 1's got a 54.
So target 1 climbed back a couple of points.
Couple of points, but maybe not quite sufficient. Those are good scores in that wind.
Definitely, yeah.
That is hard.
Let's hear it for the gold medal match for the women's compound team. Give us a wave, girls. Wave to the camera. You're live streamed. The winners are target 2.
So
Maddie, Anna and Neve. Well done, girls. And the silver medal goes to Elizabeth, Jess and Tasman. Don't forget, you might lose this match, but you still win the silver medal. So if you're just tuning in, we're just changing up the faces, getting ready for the gold men's compound match.
Yes, the last couple of matches have worn out the lines, so to make it easier for we commentators and the judges, they're just getting a new set of faces. And down they go.
It should be a pretty good match coming up. We've got some very good shooters in these two teams.
Just isn't. So you've got brand new target faces.
So we're nearly ready for the men's gold medal final between the South Australian Pat's Archery team and WA and one of our esteemed para archers. Bit of a mixed team.
So shooting on target 1, Pat Coughlin, Andrew Kugel, Rory Blake. Shooting on target 2, Dani Oosthuizen, Dani Louis Oosthuizen, Jonathan Milne. Good shooting, guys.
So we could say it's the home team versus the visitors.
Very classy archers in this match, as we've had all day. But here, very well achieving archers on the world stage.
So it looks like Pat will be up first on target 1. Pat's been shooting for 37 years.
Target 1 shooting first.
Pat Coughlin up first.
X.
X10. Nice work, Pat. Rory.
9.
And Andrew Kuchel is up third.
Ten.
10-10-9. Good shooting. Jonathan Milne will be up first for the team on target 2.
X.
Oh, nice. Drilled it. Up next is Dani Louis, one of our best juniors from WA.
8.
It's nearly as good as his dad, who is up next. Dani.
9.
Target 1. Pat's up first.
Nine, just above the 10. Probably a 10.
Andrew's up next. Highest ranker from the ranking round at this event.
9.
Shot a 9. Highest ranker, I said. Ranker.
9.
Danny Louie on target 2.
10.
Nice. 10, Danny Louie. Let's see what his day can do.
X.
X10.
So I think target 2 has a 56 down. And I think target 1 has, it's either a 56 or a 57. There's one that's close to the line.
Pretty tight match, as we expect this match to be. I'd say it must be a pretty proud moment. It's not often you get to shoot in a gold medal match with his son, which is pretty awesome. And Richie's out there doing well as well. Round of applause for Richie Chia. We don't have a coach for the Pats team? No? You have what? Oh, that's nice. You're sharing team bonding, helping each other. It's lovely. Be careful, you've got an underager there, Andrew. Yeah. Well, it's really good to see that we've got two of our top juniors in the gold medal match with Rory and Danny Louie, and they've both qualified for the World Juniors, as we had with the...
Confirming that one that was close to the line on target 1 obviously hit it. So I got a 57.
It's only 1 point in it, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, very tight match.
And indeed, 56 on target 2, so it will be target 2 shooting first.
Jonathan Milne up first. And for those of you who don't know, Jonathan Milne won a gold medal at the European Paras in 2016, which is an amazing achievement, as well as his bronze medal in Rio. Or 2018, was it? Did I get the year wrong? 18. Sorry, 2018. So he backed it up 2 years in a row.
And it's windy than normal. Still, I got to shoot.
Really windy. Excellent shooting from Jonathan in that wind.
Nine.
Danny steps up to the line.
9.
Okay, Pat's up on target 1. You still have 6 arrows to shoot on target 1.
X.
X10, Pat Coughlin. Rory's up next.
Eight.
See what Andrew can do.
A little bit low. Nine, just to the left.
Both these teams are still doing very well with their timing in this wind, which is good to see.
Seven.
Tony Louis up next.
X.
Nice, Tony Louis.
Nine.
3 more arrows for this end. Pat to start.
Ten.
10 points for Pat Coughlin.
Seven.
Andrew Cuckoo up to the line.
Nine.
9 points there.
My reading on target 1 is, I think, 53 down. And target 2, I think it's 54.
Could have a tied score going into the third end. It's very close.
So it's the 2019 Eastern Australian Open, brought to you by our hosts, Victor Harbour Archery Club, shooting the finals in the Memorial Gardens on the foreshore of Victor Harbour. A lovely venue. It's hot, it's pretty windy, but it's a gorgeous venue. Right next to the sea. Lovely green grass. Lovely Norfolk Island pines down both sides and behind the targets. Totally gorgeous. Lots of help from Pat's Archery to run the event. It's probably the only green grass in South Australia. Your director of shooting is Jim Larvin. Your commentators are James Park and Dion Bridger. And running the audio and video is David Gaze.
And I'd just like to mention that it's pretty difficult to shoot and run an event, so Pat's done a pretty good job so far.
Yes,
hard work, a lot of stress.
Not easy at all.
Lots of effort, late nights. His OCD kicks in and he sends out emails at 9 o'clock at night.
The Victor Harbour lads were, Victor Harbour Archery Club lads were out here last night at, we were getting towards 9 o'clock, and they were here at 6 a.m. this morning. Ready to go, so it is target 1 to shoot first.
And we're all even. It's anybody's match at this point. As the wind kicks up another notch. Pat to shoot first.
Seven.
Obviously half a bubble out a little bit there.
Quite windy.
Windy, very windy. It's hard to figure out where to aim when it's this windy.
8.
Andrew next.
Nine.
It's tough conditions out there for these guys. Frustrating in the wind. You don't see these compound guys putting many arrows out of the gold normally.
9.
Danny Louie. The one to watch for the future.
X.
X10. Yes, you can clap. It's pretty good in this wind.
I think it's a 9. Might be a 10, but it's close. I would be guessing a 9, but we wait for the judges on that one.
Pad up on target 1.
Nine.
Rory's turn. See what he can do.
Eight.
Andrew Kuckle anchoring this team. Plenty of time left on the clock. These guys are shooting really well in this wind. And every point counts.
X.
Next 10. 7 seconds to go. Jonathan Milne up on target 2.
Ten.
10 points. Danny Louie up on the line now.
10.
10. Don't forget that follow through, Danny Louie.
Eight.
Okay, we've got to wait for the judges to tell us what the score is, but Jim's going to...
I'm going to guess that on target 2, there's an 8 and a 9, and there's an arrow that's a 9 or a 10. I can't tell, so it's a 56 or a 57. On target 1, there's people in the way, but it's about something like around 50-ish. But I can't tell because people in the way.
Okay, so there's a few points in it going into the last end. Wait for the judge's confirmation.
It looks to me like 51. If its target 1's about a 51, Dion.
So we could have
But
5 points in it, maybe.
I still can't see very well. I take an interest in arrow flight, as you might be aware, Dion. And I can tell from the shape of the holes in the target faces, the arrows are going down a bit sideways.
Is that your scientific?
Yeah, I think so, Dion.
Evaluation there, Jim.
I think so, Dion. But yeah, the holes are pretty elongated sideways, so it tells me that the wind's doing quite a lot to the arrows.
It's pretty tough out there.
Yeah,
anybody's game, and when it's windy.
Yeah, I look at the holes in the target face, and they're certainly not round, so it's tough.
And the difficult thing is sometimes you can be up on the line and it'll be blowing, and then by the time the other people start to shoot, it's stopped.
Yes, that's right.
Not much you can do about,
not much you can do about that. Yeah, looking at target 1, there are some arrow holes that are round, so that arrow's gone in straight, and there's others that it's quite sideways. So it's obviously been caught by a gust as it's gone down. So
we do have scores up. The judges have confirmed on target 1 we've got 161, target 2 167.
So target 1 to shoot first.
And that will be Pat Coughlin up, who's hardly missed the gold this whole match. Nice shot, Pat. Rory up.
And a big gust of wind too. So getting a 10 in that gust is pretty awesome.
Pat shoots pretty good in the wind.
He is.
He's got a low centre of gravity.
Yeah.
Nice, Rory. Very good. These guys are fighting back. Andrew's turn. Target 2. Jonathan Milne up first. He's shot very solid all match. Tony Louis' turn.
Nice.
And the anchor Darnie. Third arrow in this end for target 2. Target 1. Last 3 arrows.
4 points difference. It's
pretty gusty then. The wind came through. It was Roy's turn. Last arrow for Andrew in the match.
Right in the middle of the X.
10. Nice shooting. Well done. 3 more arrows to go. Jonathan Milne up. Tony Louis up. Ten, Tony Louis. I think that's 3 in a row. Well done. So we have a 56 on target 1 unofficially. 1 arrow to go.
I think it's a 9.
Unofficially, Jim?
So I think it's a 54 on target 2, Dion.
So it looks like target 1 fought back, but the unofficial winners are target 2. Darnie Louie, Darnie and Jonathan. Must be a proud moment, Dad. Oh, I'm proud. Good job, guys. And he did outshoot you, Darnie. Sorry. He did very well.
We should know in a minute what the judges think.
And let's have a round of applause for our silver place medal winners. Pat Coughlin, Andrew Cookle and Rory Blake. Really nice to see 2 of our up-and-coming juniors in the gold medal match.
Confirming that the archers on target 2 have won the gold medal. So as noted by Dion, our winners are Darnie, Darnie and Jonathan, and our silver medal to Pat, Andrew and Rory.
So don't go away. We still have the individual finals to come. Bronze medal women compound will be first, and then the men's bronze, followed by the golds. So we're going to have we're going to get the archers up for the bronze medal to have a practice first. Once the judges have got the field ready and put a couple of more faces up on the targets.
Our arrow runner is Pino. Thank you, Pino. The Victor Harbour guys are doing a wonderful job. How about an applause for the Victor Harbour Archery Club? They've worked so hard, and as an outsider, it's impressive to watch them. They done a wonderful job. So just getting a couple of extra target faces for the practice for the individual bronze matches. We're ready for the practice for the bronze medal matches. The archers practicing for the bronze can now come out, please. 2 ends of practice, 120 seconds each. So we'll have Neve on target 1, Madeline on target 2. Darnie on target 3. I think Jonathan's not practicing, but if he was practicing, he'd be on target 4. Two ends, practice, 120 seconds per end. We're ready, archers. In these, it's not mandatory that the archers practice. The practice is there if they wish to practice, but they don't have to. Jonathan has chosen not to. Again, in the practice, they can shoot as many arrows as they like within the time limit. But we don't want them to go outside the time limit. But in the 120 seconds, many arrows as they want to shoot. Let's see what they're doing. Darnie's got a 10 and a 9. Neva's got a 9 and an 8. Madeline's got a 9 8s, 9 and 2 8s. And Darnie's got quite a nice, slightly high and slightly to the right. Darnie's got the best looking practice target. And a fourth one going there now. Now Darnie's got a lovely group, but it's just a bit to the right. Darnie's group would easily fit in the 10 ring, but it's to the right. That one's way left. Madeline's group's probably centred, but it's a little bit big. Neve shot 3 arrows, and it's probably centred, but a bit big. A reminder to those watching over the net that at the major world events, there is no requirement that the spectators be quiet. In fact, at the major world events, they're encouraged to be noisy. It's very different to what many club archers expect. Often archers expect it to be quiet, but the big world events are by no means quiet. I've been at events where I've been the coach and I haven't been able to hardly hear myself speak to the archers, so noisy. So this is the second and final end of practice. So I've just got our 2 ladies doing this end. What World Archery asks of the spectators at the major events is by all means be noisy and loud and barrack, but to do that fairly. So we don't do things that, obviously trying to put the archer off right at the moment they're shooting. Other than that, noise is encouraged. So it's quite different to what many club archers might expect. Interestingly, when you're actually competing, you often don't even hear for example, the commentary. You hear the noise, but often as you don't even hear what's being said. So we've got a few coaches for this one. We've got Darnie Louie helping his dad. We've got Brendan, Neve's father, helping her. And we've got Alec helping Madeline. And Richie helping Jonathan. So a full complement of coaches for these couple of matches. So that'll be the end of the practice. So I'll go straight from the practice into the ladies' match. So a reminder, this is the 2019 Archery Australian Open.
Eastern
Australian Open, with a lot of help from Pat's Archery.
And the Victor Harbour Archery Club.
Victor Harbour Archery Club have done a wonderful job.
Down here on the foreshore of beautiful Victor Harbour.
Yep. Your director of shooting is Jim Love, and your commentators are James Park and Dion Bridger. David Gaze is manning the video and audio and looking after getting it out to you live.
We've got a windy, scorching day in South Australia. It's been very hot the last couple of days. But we are on a really lush green oasis amongst all this heat.
This would be Perth weather, wouldn't it, Dion?
Oh, kinda, yeah. It's pretty windy like Perth too.
Yeah, windy like Perth. The Sydneyites and the Brisbaneites wouldn't mind this at all because it's hot, but it's not at all humid.
So we're up.
So the first of our matches, in individual matches for the compound, this is the compound ladies bronze medal match. And out they come. So on target 1, Neve Jones. Target 2, Madeline Boyle.
Neve's from Victoria and she's been shooting for 9 years. And Maddie resides in New South Wales.
Neve is elected to shoot first on target 1.
Looks like Maddie's sponsored by Benson Archery. She's got it on the back of her shirt, I can tell. And Neve is up first.
Eight. It's close to the line, but I think it's an 8. 7.
Archers only get 20 seconds to shoot their arrows, so there's not a lot of room for error, especially if it's windy.
10.
Yay!
9.
8. 8 for Neve.
10. Reminder that in the individual compound matches, the archers shoot 5 ends of 3 arrows, so it's 15 arrows, and the match is decided on total score. So it's different to recurve, where recurve was working by sets. Compound works by total score.
So we've got an even score, 26 apiece. 26 on target 1 and target 2. So Neve will still be shooting on target 1 and should be first.
So target 1 shooting first. Eight. Nine. Eight, possibly a 9. Seven.
Oh, and it was a hard shot. The wind's coming through the trees there from right to left.
It's 9.
Blustering. Both archers have arrows on the left-hand side of the target.
Eight. So it's 24 on target 2. And probably a 25 on target 1, but it could be a target, could be a 26 if one of the arrows is in.
So scores are still pretty tight. Only 1 or 2 points in it. We'll just wait for the judges to confirm what the scores are. But it looks like Maddie will be shooting first. As the wind gets stronger and stronger. I'm told both these lovely ladies have qualified for World Juniors. Junior Nationals coming up in a short month away or so. Scores are confirmed. So Neve is in front by 1 point on target 1. Still plenty arrows to go. Very close match.
So target 2 shooting first.
Maddie's up first. Wind's died down just a little bit.
Nine.
It's a good shot in the wind then. Blustery wind coming through. Both these ladies have got to contend with.
Nine. Nine. 9. I think it's it's on the probably on the line, so it's either a 9 or a 10, slightly high, but I can't tell from the shadow.
So I'll have to wait for the judges to tell us.
So it's either target 1's either a 27 or a 28, and target 2 is definitely a 27.
So scores are still pretty close in this match. It's anybody's game.
You ever shot a compound, Dion?
No.
They're good fun.
I know. Pat and Timsy have been trying to get me to do it for years. I probably should. I don't know how to pull them back. They're a bit funny.
They're different.
Maybe one day.
I've got both.
I know. So's Alec out there. He shoots both.
He does.
Potsy is coaching Maddie. How's she going, Potsy? Oh, good, he reckons.
And Brendan's looking after Neve.
All right, scores are in. Target 1, 78. Target 2, 77, which means Maddie will be shooting first.
So target 2 first.
Anybody's game, only 1 point in it. Wind's died down a little. Quite pleasant right now.
It is. X.
Nice shooting. Lovely 10.
Nine. Nine. Seven. Seven. 8.
Really close match here, ladies and gentlemen. These girls are going arrow for arrow.
24 on target 1. 26 on target 2.
So he's still 1 point in it. Other way round. Could be Neve shooting first. We'll wait for the judges to confirm if they ever get to the target. So on target 2, we've got a score of 103 so far in this match. And on target 1, I can't see it. There's a Claire in the way. 102, which means Neve will be shooting first on target 1. It's only 1 point in it, so it's still anybody's game. Who wants it more?
So we target 1 shooting first. This is the final end.
3 arrows to go for each archer.
9. 6.
Wind's still playing havoc out here today.
It is. 8. 's probably an 8. Certainly a 7, but probably an 8. 9.
Nice finish for Neve.
Right in the middle of the X.
X10 for Maddie. Nice way to finish it.
So I think target 2's got a 24, although one's close to the line. And it's a 26, I think, for target 1.
Ooh.
I think that's 1 point different again, Dion.
Could be. Still only 1 point in it.
Madeline's last shot was pretty good. Very good X.
So we need to wait for the judges to confirm. Who has won the bronze medal? Archer on target 1, Neve. Congratulations. Wins the bronze medal from Ellen Boyle. Congratulations, Neve Jones. That was a really close match, girls. Well done in the heat and the wind.
For those watching over the net, it's pretty hot, but it's not humid, so that's okay. So it's pretty livable.
37 degrees out here right now.
But not humid, so it's actually pretty good. And it's the wind comes and goes from a fair bit of wind to a lot of wind. Now we've got the men's bronze medal match.
And on target 1, we'll be having...
In a minute.
The archers are coming out now.
Shooting on target 1, Dani Estersen. Shooting on target 2, Jonathan Milne.
Dani to shoot first? No, Jonathan will be shooting first on target 2. We've got Richie Cheer coaching Jonathan Milne, who is the head coach for our para team. And we've got Dani Louis standing behind his dad. Give us a wave, Dani Louis.
Right in the middle of the X. Nine. 9. 9. 8. 8. So on target 1 we have 26. Target 2, 27.
So both of these archers struggled a little bit with the side breeze then. Are they aiming off too much, or they gave it a bit too much bubble?
So as a recurver, Dion, when it's windy, you'd aim off.
You always aim off, Jim.
You do as a recurver, don't you, Dion?
Mm-hmm.
As a compounder, compounders take two approaches. I've shot a lot of recurve, so when I'm shooting compound, I aim off too. But some compounders deal with the wind by tilting their bow with the top limb a little bit into the breeze. So the compounders use one of two methods. Recurvers always would aim off. Personally, I prefer the aiming off.
Yeah, I think so. It's a safer way to do it. Rather than canning your bow.
But amongst the compounders, you get lots of argument as to which is the preferred. And if you do one or the other, then you generally have a pretty strong preference for it.
But never move your sight, Jim. Never.
I do, Leon. So this is now the second end, and Dani will shoot first on target 1.
Only 1 point in it after 3 arrows. Plenty of 10s to be had from these two guys, I would say. Dani, you shoot first.
X.
X10 from Dani.
Eight. 9. 9. 8.
Oh, some really blustery conditions coming through. Wind is playing havoc.
7, possibly an 8. Probably an 8. So I think on target 2, it looks to me like 25. On target 1, it looks like 27.
So still 1 point in it. And in Dani's favour.
I think so, Dion.
So that means Jonathan will be shooting the next end first.
Assuming we're right, of course.
2.
But we'd be right.
Assuming Jim's eyes are working.
Yeah, one of Jonathan's is near the line, so I've guessed it's in, but we'll find out. So the conditions, hot, not humid, pretty windy. Not easy, eh, Dion?
No, I'm getting wind blown.
It wasn't easy. Yeah. Yes, the scores are up to date, and it's, what have we got down?
We've got Dani with a 1 point lead right now. So that means that Jonathan Milne will be shooting on target 2 first. Still plenty of arrows to be shot in this match. It's anybody's match at this point. And this is for the men's bronze medal at the 2019 Australian Eastern Open.
Ten.
Nice 10.
X.
X10. That is right on the nipple.
Ten.
Nice shooting, boys. The wind has calmed down a little bit, which is making it easier.
10.
There we go. Now we've got it.
Eight. X.
10 for Dani on target 1.
To me, it looks like 2 X's for Dani with a 30. And for Jonathan, it looks to me like 28. Your commentators here are complaining about sore backs, aren't we, Dion?
Yeah. Sitting down too long. I'm not used to it.
So this is the 2019 Archery Australia Eastern Australian Open, conducted by Victor Harbour Archery Club and conducted very well by Victor Harbour Archery Club. They've done a wonderful job. First 2 days were at Victor Harbour Archery Club itself. The finals here today are at the Memorial Reserve on the foreshore of Victor Harbour. It's a wonderful venue, but it's a little bit windy today.
Scores are in, Jim. We've got 83 on target 1 for Dani, and Jonathan is on 80 so far. So there's 3 points in it.
Aside from that, lots of help from Pat's Archery. Your director of shooting is Jim Larvin.
And Jonathan will be shooting first on target 2.
Nine. Nine. X. 8. 9. 8. I think Dani has a 25 and Jonathan a 28.
So we're back to even again by the looks of it. Come on, crowd, let's get behind these guys. They're shooting in these blustery conditions.
So we of course wait and see what the judges think, but we commentators think they're equal. Your commentators are James Park and Dion Bridger. I'm from Melbourne, Dion's from Perth.
I am.
And your video and audio is coming from A fantastic setup by David Gaze.
Big hand for David Gaze. With all his cameras and stuff.
David's got electronics spread all over the ground, looking just about at everything. Probably even us, Dion. We've got a camera straight in front of us.
Oh, we're not getting filmed, are we?
We might be. I don't know.
I didn't do my hair.
We better wave. We might be.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I wouldn't agree to it if I knew I was getting filmed the whole time.
So they're all tied up for the last end. That means Jonathan to shoot first.
We're all tied up. In this bronze medal match, it's anybody's game. Who wants it?
Ten.
It's a lovely 10.
X.
Backs it up with an X. Arrow for arrow here.
X.
10. 10.
8, probably a 9. Darnie, 10 to win. 9.
10, 10, 9.
So we've either got Darnie won by a point, or we've got a tie depending on one arrow of Jonathan's. One of Jonathan's, I can't tell from here, but it's pretty close. I'm guessing it's a 9. I'm guessing that we've probably got a shoot off. But we wait to see what the judges say. I think the one interesting arrow is Jonathan's arrow. We have a tie and a shoot-off. Jonathan to shoot first.
137 apiece.
Archers, we're running a test of the timing. This is a test, not shooting.
Just stand down.
Listen. And the test was successful. Now Doss knows what he's doing.
So we have a 1 arrow shoot off. Let's give these archers some encouragement.
So for those who aren't familiar with this, it's each archer shoots 1 arrow. Nearest to the middle there's a winner. If they both shoot X's, they do it all again.
Both shoot X's.
That'd be fun. I'd like to see that. That's touching the X line. That's an 8. So our winner,
Jonathan Milne, takes the bronze medal. Congratulations to Jonathan Milne. It's a very close match, right down to the wire.
yeah, John, is far as I can see, is touching the line, touching the X line.
Stick around, everybody. We will have the gold medal practice coming up. They'll get 2 ends, and then we'll be into the pointy end of the day. Two more matches to go, and they're both gold finals. Just testing the timing. Nobody panic.
Testing. Good.
So we're ready for official practice for the gold medal match. We should have 4 archers coming out to practice for 2 ends.
Yeah, we just got to get the target faces completed. Archers can come out and get ready. Now we'll have on target 1, Liz. Target 2, Tasman. Target 3, Andrew. Target 4, Pat.
So the ladies on the inner targets and the men on the outer targets.
So it's 2 ends of practice, 120 seconds each end. Again, a reminder that the archers can shoot as many arrows as they like, but should not shoot an arrow after the time limit. And away we go. Let's see what they're doing in practice. Andrew's got a dead centre X and a couple just to the right. Liz has got a couple just to the right of centre and one just to the left. Tiny touch low. Tasman's got a nice X and 2 to the right. And Pat's got a good X and a couple just a touch low to the right. Pat's got his group slightly to the right. Tasman to the right. Liz a touch low. Andrew a touch to the right. So in the practice, the first 3 arrows, all the archers were a little bit to the right. So it's still mighty hot, not humid, and maybe a touch less wind. We certainly know it's hot though, don't we, Dion?
Yes, very hot. So they've got one more end to go. Shoot as many arrows as they can. Test the wind, which has dropped off slightly.
Four very accomplished archers. Good to see. So with Andrew, a few years ago, was the world youth champion. Pat, the number 2 in the world, and won one of the World Cups, and competed in the World Cup final, coming 3rd. Liz is already in the New Zealand World Championship team, and Tasman has been shooting very well indeed, and trying to get into the youth world team. So 4 very accomplished archers.
I first met Andrew Cuckoo as a bright and bushy little 15-year-old at the World Indoor Championships. He made the senior team at 15. Didn't talk much then. Talks a lot now though.
So this practice end, what I'm seeing is Andrew's got 2 10s and a 9, just slightly to the right. Liz has got 2 10s and a 9, slightly to the right. Tasman's got 2 10s and a 9, pretty central. And Pat's got 3 10s, 2 of which are X's.
So Andrew's first international event as a 15-year-old was the World Indoor Championships, and then he went ahead the following year in 1996 to win a gold and a bronze at the World Juniors, which you may not know. So very accomplished as a junior, and then he had a few years off, and he's only been back for 2 years and already back on top of his game.
Pat, 2008, won the World Cup in France, and then 3rd in the World Cup final in Switzerland, and most recently medalist in World Cup in Shanghai. Also has a number of team medals in World Championships.
A silver at the World Championships in
Yes.
Leipzig.
Pat and Clint and Rob were silver medalists at the World Championships in the team event 2007.
And he also won a World Cup in Shanghai.
Yeah, yes.
That was a pretty good match. I'd like
Yes. So particularly our men here are extremely accomplished, and our ladies mighty fine shots.
So that's the end of practice. So the archers will leave the field of play and they'll come back on. First up is going to be the women's gold medal match for this 12th Eastern Australian Open.
Brought to you by Victor Harbour Archery Club on the foreshores and the Memorial Gardens of Victor Harbour. A lovely venue. That's the Eastern Australian Open for Archery Australia, with a lot of help from Pat's Archery. We're ready for the archers. So shooting for the gold medal in the women's compound on target 1, Liz Randall. On target 2, Tasman Forest. Target 1 shooting first.
So Liz is up shooting first on target 1. And it's deathly still. Wow. First time all day. Won't hold our breath. Flags are not even moving.
Eight. 9. 9. 9. 9. 7. Target 2, 25. And target 1, 26.
So it looks like we have a 1 point lead to Liz on target 1. Still anybody's game. A lot of arrows to come in this match.
And the coaches for this round, for Liz on target 1 is Robert Turner. Rob's been working as the coach for the Johnny's Taipei compound team. And Tasman's coach, Brendan Jones. Rob's also the development officer for Oceania.
And he used to shoot recurve at the Australian Institute of Sport once upon a time.
He's pretty tall and he's got a very long draw length. So the scores on target 1 are 26, target 2 25. So we have Tasman shooting on target 2.
Liz to shoot on target 1. 1 point lead. Oh, sorry. Liz is not shooting on target 1. It'll be Tasman on target 2. Looks like a 9.
Ten. 9. 10. 8. So target 1 is 28. Target 2, 28.
So still 1 point in it. And the wind's actually dropped off quite a lot here in Victor Harbour foreshore. So it looks like we're still 1 point. Just waiting for the judges to confirm the scores. On target 2, we've got a 53. And on target 1, 54. So Liz is ahead by 1. Only 1 point in it. Still a lot more arrows to go in this gold medal women's compound match.
So target 2 to shoot first.
Ready for the next end. Tasman on target 2 to shoot first.
Can you see right? 9. 9.
Solid shots as the wind comes up a little. Wind comes up a lot.
8. 10.
Lovely 10 from Liz.
8. 9. So target 1 is a 28. Target 2 is a 25.
So that's a 4-point lead to Liz at this point.
I think that's the way it works, Dion.
Just waiting for the judges to get to the targets and score.
And there goes our local president, Graham, carrying the arrows.
It's going to be exhausted by the end of the
Big
day.
clap for Graham and the other Victor Harbour. They're doing a wonderful job. Yeah, the Victor Harbour Archery Club members have worked very, very hard. I've watched them as they worked. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Does sound wrong. I should have been helping.
You have just sat here all day.
Oh, yes, but anyway, I've observed the Victor Harbour Archers doing a wonderful job. They've worked so hard, and it's been pretty hot, but they've never stopped. What you see is a terrific event, but unless you've run one of these, you wouldn't realise how much goes on when you're not watching. Getting it all set up and organised.
That's right, Jim. A lot of effort goes into running these events.
Target 2 shooting first, so Tasman shooting first. Ten.
Nice work. 10 on target 2. Arrow for arrow. 2 10s up there.
9. 9. 7.
slight right to left breeze came up then.
Nine. I think on target 1, I think it's a 28, although one of the arrows is hidden from me, but I think it's a 9. And it would be 26 on target 2. Yes, if you haven't run one of these things, you wouldn't realise just how much is involved. Dion's run a few. They're a lot of work, aren't they, Dion?
You certainly are. You just have to have a good team around you, really. That helps.
And indeed, the team here is terrific. I've also run a couple, and again, the trick is having a good team. The hard thing is when you try and run it and also compete. That's not too easy. I've tried that. That's hard.
No, it is pretty hard, especially a match play event.
Not easy to do. Jim's run a few of them as well. Not so easy, eh, Jim? So the club here is doing a wonderful job. The little jobs that you wouldn't even know existed that have to happen, and they happen out of sight.
So just waiting for the scores, the official scores. It looks like Liz has a 6-point lead on target 1 over Tasman's 104 to a 110.
So it'll be Tasman to shoot first on target 2.
Here we go. 3 more arrows.
Eight, possibly a 9, but probably an 8. Eight. Eight. Nine.
It's a solid shot right on the line there with the timing.
10.
Nice. 10. Tasman.
Nine. So 26 on target 1. And 26, probably 26 or 27 on target 2. So by our calculation, we think that Liz has probably won, but we wait and see what the judges think.
Just waiting on the judges to confirm the scores. So we have a winner. Elizabeth Randall is the 2019 Australian Open Women's Compound Champion.
And congratulations to Tasman Forest on the silver medal.
It's the one match where if you do lose, you still get something.
Congratulations, ladies.
Good shooting.
We have one more match. One more match to go and then a whole lot of presentations.
Don't go away. This is going to be the most fun match of the day.
So our coaches are out for the final match.
They've brought out the big guns in the coaches too.
They have. The tall guns and the big guys, actually. Big, powerful guys as the coaches. So for the men's gold medal match, on target 1, Andrew Kukul. And on target 2, Pat Coughlin. Good luck, guys. Assisting Andrew is David Barnes. Assisting Pat is Darnie. Andrew shooting first on target 1.
Andrew Kukul up.
Ten. 10. 10. 9. 10.
10, 10, 10 on target number 1.
10.
10, 10, 9 on target number 2. So that's a 1 point lead so far to Andrew Kukul. Pat Coughlin with a 29 and Andrew Kukul with a 30. Can't get better than that.
So our archers are our coaches there, 4 very experienced archers with a fantastic accomplishments.
What are you saying, Bunsey? Secrets. I think you guys are just talking crap back there, right?
All 4 of those archers trying for the World Archery Championship team. 3 of them in the compound, but David trying for the recurve. But 4 very capable archers. One of Pat's liners was not quite a liner, so it's a 28.
2 point lead for target 1 and Andrew Kukul.
I thought it was in, but I'm not the judge.
Still a lot of arrows in this match to go.
I probably would have argued about that one, but the judge is the boss. Pat to shoot first on target 2.
Pat to start this end.
Ten. 9. 9.
just out.
Ten. Nine. 10. So Andrew has got a 29 and Pat has got a 28.
So unofficial 3-point lead on target 1 for Andrew Cookle right now. We will wait the judges' decisions or confirmation of the score. Don't go away. There will be presentations after this match. This is our last match for the day. Unless someone else wants to shoot. Oh, Aston wants to shoot. You can only shoot 50 metres. They're not moving the targets.
Need to have a commentator's competition down. You'd win.
Maybe. I've seen you shoot. You shoot pretty well, Jim. You're shooting recurve or compound?
It'd have to be recurve.
Oh, okay.
You'd probably win. Well, I'm dangerous.
So, scores in. Target 1 is a 59 and target 2 is a 50 some 6. 3 points it
so
is.
Pat to shoot first on target 2.
Pretty much dead still here down in Victor Harbour. The wind has died right off, which is making it a lot easier for these guys to put their arrows in the middle.
X.
X10. That is right on the X.
Nine.
2 points.
Ten.
10-10 for Pat.
Ten.
10. It's 2 points in it still.
I think it's a 9. It's obscured from me, but I think it's a 9. Nine. So I think Andrew has got a 28. And I think Pat has got a 29. There's one that's on the line. I think it's touched the line pretty readily.
Which means we'll have 2 points to Andrew at this point. Andrew Cuckoo is still in the lead on target 1 by 2 points. Still some arrows to come in this match. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, Pat's arrow is at 3 o'clock in the 10. I'm pretty sure it's cut the 10 line. And so there's one arrow that's obscured, but I'm pretty sure it's a 9.
Wait for the judges. Target 1, the current score is 87. And on target 2, we wait with bated breath. 2 points in it. 85 on target 2, 87 on target 1. That will be Pat to shoot first. 6 arrows to go. Anybody's game still?
And it looks like Pino is Pat's agent. G'day,
Gives the
Pino.
crowd a wave.
Pino's
Little
worked very,
bow.
very hard helping with the getting all the infrastructure in place. He's done a wonderful job. Pat shooting first. Ten.
Nice 10.
Eight.
Ooh. Even. Arrow for arrow now.
9. 10.
Good comeback.
9. 10.
Nice.
So Andrew has a 28 on target 1. And Pat has a 28 on target 2.
So we're still 2 points. 2 points to Andrew Cookle on target 1. And Pat will shoot this last end first. Three arrows to go.
Good on you, Graham, as the runner. Again, one of the Victor Harbour, in fact, the president of the Archery Club, worked very, very hard over the couple of days, as have all the Victor Harbour Archery members. Done a wonderful job. As well as doing all the hard work, a few of them have also tried to compete. For example, Graham. Graham competed. Pat's competing. Not easy.
Just waiting for the scorers. So, yep, 2 points in it. 3 arrows to go. Pat will be shooting first on target 2. Andrew Cookle currently in the lead with a 115 to a 113.
So the difference is 2 points.
Three arrows left.
Nine. 9. Difference is still 2 points. Ten.
Nice 10. The crowd goes wild.
X. Difference is
X10.
still 2 points. X.
Very nice shooting, Pat.
2 points. 9 to win. Ten.
10. Well done. So the unofficial winner of the 2019 Eastern Australian Open in the men's compound is Andrew Cookle.
Yeah, I think Andrew has got a 29 and Pat a 29. Fine shooting, guys.
And the silver medal goes to Pat Coughlin. Well done, Pat. But we will get confirmation from the judges, but we're pretty sure we're right.
We are, Dion. So don't go away because there's presentations immediately following. 5 o'clock. Not quite immediately following. A little bit later than immediately following. Anyway, there are presentations a little bit after we've finished, and they'll be down by the big cross, I understand.
Down by the big cross.
Down behind the...
Target.
And we do have the confirmation that Andrew has won.
Andrew Cooker wins the gold medal.
I think as far as I can tell, Dion and I are...
We're off. Thanks, Jim.
We're done. Good on us, Dion. That was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I need a drink, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, Jim. Oh.
Dion. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for David for looking after all the audio and video. Thank you for all the Victor Harbour Archery members for the wonderful job that they've done in both the last couple of days out at the Archery Club and here. So it's quite a lot of work to make all this happen. They've done that in quite high temperatures and difficult conditions, and they've done it wonderfully well. And as I've said a couple of times, a terrific finals venue. Tomorrow we have the finals for the National Match Play Series. Same venue. Signing off.